On the budget day, the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, first highlighted some of the areas for improvement in the next financial year.
The need to strengthen the oversight over wealth creation funds, notably the parish development model, the youth livelihood, UEP, SAGE, so that the funds actually reach their intended beneficiaries. Two, to strengthen the implementation and oversight of high-impact projects under the NDP4, so that the intended objectives are achieved.
The Minister for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Matia Kasaijja, also gave accountability of the concluding financial year budget, which among others witnessed the private sector growth to shillings 23.3 trillion in March 2025 from shillings 21.9 trillion in June 2024.
In March 2024, Uganda met the criteria for graduation from this category of least developed countries. Despite global uncertainties, the Uganda shilling has been among the few most stable currencies in Africa.
The continued implementation of government interventions, especially in agriculture, industry and services like ICT, has aided the expansion of the size of the economy to shillings 226.3 trillion in financial year 2024-2025 from 203.7 trillion shillings in financial year 2023-2024.
Uganda has maintained its top ranking as one of the best investment destinations in Africa. Foreign direct investments were worth US $3.4 billion in 12 months to March 2025.
In the 72.376 trillion budget, the health sector was boosted with the funding of 5.87 trillion shillings, including the funds for the National Ambulance and Emergency Care System, which was halted in the last financial year.
Drug dispensing and monitoring the attendance of health workers. Strengthened the National Ambulance and Emergency Care System by providing additional ambulances to improve the national emergency response and referral system.
The development of the controversial War Specialized Hospital has been reported at 68%, as Minister Kasaijja stresses that the training of specialists is ongoing. This hospital has since received over 700 billion shillings of the COFAS fund. The wealth creation programs have maintained funding, especially the PDM, which has been allocated 1.059 trillion shillings, Emyooga 100 billion, and Grow Project 231.3 billion shillings.
I therefore implore Ugandans to grow more coffee and, most importantly, add value to our coffee before we export it for higher earnings. Madam Speaker, for the year ending March 2025, the Middle East was Uganda's top export destination, followed by the East African Community, Asia, and the European Union.
Another area prioritized is the mineral-based industrial development, including oil and gas, where 875.8 billion will accommodate the construction of the oil refinery and refined products pipeline, among others. Space has been allocated to add Uganda Airlines funds to acquire more aircraft, open up more routes for passenger and cargo transportation, and as well, the operationalization of the Kabalega International Airport is due next financial year. These are entailed in the 6.92 trillion budget for the integrated transport and infrastructure services. Minister Kasaijja is optimistic that Tororo-Gulu meter gauge railway line will be fully rehabilitated.
Take full advantage of the innumerable opportunities contained in this budget. Innumerable opportunities in this budget.
The revenue collection in the next financial year 2025-2026 is projected at 37.55 trillion shillings, including tax and non-tax revenue. This is amid the public debt, which is projected to hit 116 trillion by end of June 2025. Government says the debt is sustainable and is to remain so in the medium to long term.
The debt has financed investments that support private sector growth by providing requisite infrastructure. Over the last 10 years, the areas which public debt has financed, including integrated transport infrastructure, 29.3%, electricity infrastructure, including power generation plants and transmission lines.
It is on record that Uganda Revenue Authority has never hit the target of revenue collection in the past 5 years. What remains is whether the registered ceiling in the next financial year will be met.
Inflation is expected to remain below the policy target of 5% per annum.
Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gutabinji, UBC News.